Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to talk about my favorite saltwater knives, and those are the knives that I take with me to the beach, and or if I'm going fishing in freshwater too. Although with freshwater, I tend to expand what I'm willing to take. So these are the knives that I know are the most corrosive resistant. And if I'm going to be sailing or camping on a beach, or fishing on a beach, or going on a beach day, these are the knives that I am generally going to take, and those specifically because of the types of steel that they're usually made of. But first, I'm going to ask you to please smash that like button, leave a comment. It really helps the channel. And as always, thank you to my Patreon supporters. So, what kinds of steel are good? And I think I have a representation of about 5 or 6 different steels, and I have 6 fixed blades and 6 pocket knives that are my favorite to take. And there's some that you actually haven't seen in my collection videos in a long time because this is a little bit off the beaten track. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go between fixed blades and folders. Okay, so this is the Overland and the Overland Sport. This is the Sport. This is the Overland, and he now makes a mid-size in between these two as well. Sandwich Kydex sheath. I wish it was taco instead, but that's okay. So this guy here is made out of MagnaCut, came screaming sharp, and yeah, it basically doesn't rust. Now, having said that, I don't find MagnaCut to be totally rust resistant. I think that if I left it in a pile of salt water, it would definitely rust. Other people seem to have a bit more luck with that. I also think that it has to do with the hardness of it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the harder that you cure this at, the higher the HRC, you actually lose a little bit of um, rust resistance. So if you have an HRC of 61 to 62 on MagnaCut, it's going to be more resistant than an HRC of 63 to 64. If I'm wrong and you're about to lambast me, know that I am sorry. That's what I thought, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. Great little knife, very easy to pinch, kind of on the expensive side. Warren shaped blade. Got enough relief here and big jimping on top makes this an exquisite choice for an in-pocket carry. And then this Big John here, the real Overland, the full-size guy, substantially bigger. I like to take this when I'm camping because this is a great all-around cooking knife, and I can prep a lot of food with this really easily, as well as do other things around the campsite with it, like whittle and bushcraft tasks like make tent pegs or whatever. I can do that with this, or make a small fire, make a feather stick. I can do that with this. Now, Ulti clips rust is what I've discovered. So I do have Ulti clips, and they do rust a little bit when I get them near salt water and stuff like that. I found that rubbing the oils for my skins on it, and or using Knife Shield or using Wicked Wax tends to help with that, but it's not going to fully alleviate that, and you just have to be aware of that. I haven't found an alternative to Ulti clip that I really like. I just like Ulti clip, and with the combination of the Kydex, like, this can get wet. I can go in the water, it'll be fine, except for the clip might rust up a little bit. So that's TJ Schwartz, who makes the Overland and the Overland Sport. Nice guy. Believe in Pennsylvania, or is he out Midwest? But American made. Another American made, but Pennsylvania is Waxed Wing. Waxed Wing makes this Aspen. All their stuff is in ABL, and this one is not only ABL, but it's also got this tungsten coating on it. It doesn't make it hard to. It's not going to stick. Like, the side of the blade isn't going to stick when it cuts, and it does come with a very nice taco style sheath. And his knives are really cheap, like 130. I think I got this for 130 bucks. So the amount of craftsmanship and all of that is done with a Dremel by hand. Just check out Waxed Wing. Definitely worth it. He does drops as fast as he can, but he's a one-man operation. Nice little sharpening choil there, very thin behind the edge. Nice little swoop. This actually is really good with carpentry, but again, a knife I'm not afraid to take next to the water. So I guess I have actually done 2 fixed blades in a row. So maybe I'll just do all the fixed blades, and then we'll jump over to the folders. Next is the Mako. I carry this often with me. The only drawback to carrying this near the water is that I've got a nice leather sheath for it with a built-in ulti-clip. This ulti-clip is never rusted, and it's built in. Interesting. But it's in my pocket, and this isn't something that I'm going to be like when I'm in a sailboat or something, or I'm canoeing or kayaking. This isn't the knife I'll take. However, if I'm near a campsite and near water, this is a knife, or fishing or whatever. When I'm not going to dunk the leather in there, then I'm going to use it. And the Mako is MagnaCut. So we have MagnaCut ABL with a covering on it. Yeah, just a very nice blade, very sharp. Ergos look strange but feel phenomenal. Great little knife, the Mako. And that's from Creeley Blades. From Bark River Knives, also American made. All these have been American made. In fact, all my fixed blades are American made. This is MagnaCut. This is the Euro Bushcrafter. Really love this knife. Very sharp. Combination Scandi and convex grind. Coke bottle handle fits really well in the hand. Again, MagnaCut. This is my, I'm camping on the beach and I need to make a fire and I'm going to use this knife, and I'm not going to worry about the fact like a lot of larger knives that are bushcraft knives like this are going to be something else like ABL or not ABL, but A2 or O1, something that's not stainless. And this is a great big old piece of stainless, which I really appreciate. And the final fixed blade that I want to talk about is actually from Very Good Knife Company. Very nice guy. Made in America. This is Nitro V. So Nitro V is stainless, but it's not the most stainless thing on this table. However, I do like this, the Hawk. It's very nicely done. I don't like the billboarding so much. It's kind of big for me. But good ergonomics, nice taco sheath that comes with it. It's bigger than your average in-pocket carry knife, although that's how I have it set up. Snaps in there really well. And yeah, it just feels really good. It's very sharp, gets the job done. Good utility type knife to have with you when you're camping. And then let's go to the fixed blades, which are honestly the ones that I use the most when I'm camping or sailing, or folders. So this is the Skaha. I haven't talked about this in a while. Listen to this sound. Love that sound. This is MagnaCut, and it just drops shut. And it's a flipper, obviously, but you can just push button it. The detent is tuned so well. I really, really appreciate that. The only problem I ever had with it is that the wire clip that came with it bent, and then I had to use a replacement. I ended up using a replacement wire clip from Kunwu. Actually, it fit really nicely in there. Works really well now. I need to carry this more. But this knife is super light. It's basically like a bird and trout knife with a folder, and I think it's the only folder that North Arms makes, Canadian guy. He makes mainly kitchen knives, but man, this knife is so useful, so light. Like I said, that sound is just great. And yeah, I really, really like the Skaha. Nice and like, it's got like almost a Coke bottle. Like it's nice and big too. It's not totally flat, won't disappear. Classic from Spyderco, of course, is the Spidey Chef Sleesh Buoy design, LC200N. So that's a different steel that I've talked about so far, and titanium handle. It's a frame lock as well. I believe it's the only frame lock I have on the table. It is. So very strong, very slicey, has that almost chef type knife. That's why it's called the Spidey Chef. But I've carried this on my life jacket for extended periods of time and never had a single problem with it. Yeah, it's just a great saltwater knife, like absolutely phenomenal saltwater knife. All of these folders I've carried on me as a knife that I carry on my life jacket, and they've all been fine. This is kind of expensive to do that with. This is the Sea Otter from Ray Laconico, handmade by him in California. MagnaCut, working finish on this guy. I like this knife a lot. A little bit thicker behind the edge than the other knives. This is also a frame lock, actually. Just feels really good. I really like Ray's designs in general. And yeah, he doesn't billboard anything, but action on it is great. And yeah, I like that knife. And then the Hogue Deca. This is the MagnaCut version, and I think it's $125. I obviously changed out the scales. It comes with plastic scales, but I changed the scales, and I also put on a new clip here from Lynch And I changed the thumb studs. So what I basically kept was the liner and the knife blade itself. But this knife's action is great. Usually don't like bar locks, but this bar lock's action is phenomenal. I just really, really like it a lot. And the shape is unique, kind of reverse Tonto shape to it, and very light as well. So it's not going to hold down my gym shorts or something light. Like this knife will just disappears in the pocket, and it's something I'm not afraid to take in the water. Although with the bar lock, I wouldn't necessarily go swimming with this because the Omega springs in there are probably just made with cheap China steel. This is the ProTech TR3 flagship model for them, and it has a lock on here. This is an automatic knife. This is also aluminum and with MagnaCut, and this one I had Way of Knife. Like this knife is pretty old. It's like three years old. That's what I consider a knife is old. I sent it away to Way of Knife, and I asked them to do like a little customization on it. And they chose to highlight some of the scales here and do this laser engraving on the blade. Would I do that again? No. However, I don't necessarily like the way it looks like this, although it is kind of cool. I used to really like it. But point being, it's actually kind of nice to carry an automatic knife when you're fishing. Sometimes your other hand is really busy and you just don't, and opening and you're trying to concentrate on other things, and flipping open a knife is whatever. This is all you got to do is push back this lock if you even have the lock engaged, and bam, blade kicks too. ProTech knives kick. Side opening automatic knife. I actually like this knife a lot for a saltwater knife. My favorite all-time favorite saltwater knife, the one that I carry with me every single time. Even if I might carry another knife, but I'm also carrying this. Like some when I'm in the woods or I'm camping or I'm on the beach or whatever, I usually have two knives on me, sometimes three or four. And this is always one of them. This is the Quiet Carry Waypoint. This thing is made of Vanix Super Clean. Vanix Super Clean is my favorite saltwater knife steel, and besides S90V, my favorite knife steel for a folding knife in general. I don't understand why more people don't use it. It has a high HRC as well. I think it's 66, 67-ish, something like that. This thing has spent probably 6 months in the ocean. I'm not even lying. Like this thing has never rusted. And the interior liners of this are actually made of LC200N, which is a knife steel that is used by other companies like Spyderco for their blades. They have it as their liner, and then it's with titanium. And yeah, I've taken this on multiple long sailing trips where it's just been basically sitting in salt water in my life vest and being used all the time. The only problem I've ever had with this knife is when too much salt and sand has gotten into the lock face or inside of here. And so what I had to do is I had to pour fresh water on it to clean it off. But when I opened it up after a long, 5-day sailing trip, there's no corrosion at all. It's absolutely incredible. Any of these other knives, if I had done that, and I have done that, the MagnaCut, everything else will eventually show some corrosion, except for the LC200N. I've never had a problem with that. But Vanix, it's such a good steel. There's actually only one other pocket knife that I have in Vanix Super Clean, and it's because, and I'll show it to you right here. It's because Metal Complex designed his knife, the Excalibur, in it because he likes it too. And that's Vanix Super Clean, although you wouldn't know it. And yeah, that's the only other Vanix knife I have. Crazy. It's an integral too. Oof. Fun knife. Obviously there was the whole pocket clip debacle, but still great. And I've actually kept the useless pocket clip on here. I've gotten used to it finally. But yeah, so yeah, main steels you want to look for are going to be LC200N, MagnaCut, and MagnaCut Vanix, and then other ones that say that they're stainless, like S90V, S45, AEBL, all those things. They're stainless to a point. Think about them as more like resistant. And they're fine for freshwater, but if you're going to go out and be in saltwater for a long time, I don't suggest them. They will eventually show rust. Of course, it's your knife and you can do what you want, but like I've seen, my dad has a couple of knives in 14C28, and and he's gone on a week-long trip, and he comes back, and yeah, it is stainless, but it is covered in rust. Everything is basically resistant to some point. The only thing I've actually found that is truly, absolutely 100% resistant to rust has been Bannock Super Clean. Even Magna Cut rusts, and I've seen it happen several times, even on knives I've had. This knife had some rust on it. The Overland Sport, or no, the Overland had some rust on it after a long sea voyage that I went on when I very first got it, and I was kind of flummoxed by it because I thought Magna Cut was supposed to be this end all be all of stain resistance, and it's just not true. It does rust just better. It has more resistance than almost everything else. The only things that beat it are like H2, which is a crappy steel, although some people like it. I don't know why. And LC200 and Vanax, right? So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, smash that like button, and turn on notifications. And if you want to get a chance to win a knife of the month, all you got to do is follow that link down below for Patreon. For $3 a month, you get entered to win a knife every single month. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.